y'all doing?
We're doing good. How are
We're
you?
good.
Let's get right into it. I'm gonna ask y'all the generic question that we ask everybody, and that is, how long have y'all been together, and how did y'all first meet?
We actually have been together on July 8th, 2 years. That's both of our anniversaries. That's our dating anniversary and our wedding anniversary as well.
Yeah, so we actually got married on our relationship anniversary.
Let's talk about that. So y'all have been together for 2 years,
Mhm.
and it sounds like y'all knew exactly what y'all wanted. So coming into the relationship, how did y'all establish, what the relationship would be and how you would build it up to get married?
We met on Instagram. I messaged him. I messaged him maybe like three and something years ago. He double tapped me and didn't respond.
I cannot live this story down.
Uh-huh.
At the time, I was in a relationship, so I didn't want to not respond, but I didn't want to respond too much because I wanted to respect my relationship, and I thought he was very attractive. So I was like, let me just double tap that and keep it moving.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, he responded a year later when both of us were single. And yeah, ever since then, it has been nonstop communication. I'm from Jamaica, so we actually did distance for most of our relationship so far. And yeah, during the pandemic, we just made a conscious effort to be able to visit each other, even though it was extremely difficult. And we've just committed to that every day since. And we try every single day to just continue doing this. Choose to love.
So what does choosing to love look like for y'all as a couple?
It's making sure that my partner comes first. Like I no matter how upset I might be during the day, whether it's something that happened at work or family related, I make sure to never take that out on him. And I always choose to make sure that he is who I go to talk about things. So we can express it together, explore it together. Mm-hmm. I'm not just, harboring feelings and he doesn't know why. So.
And I think considering that most of our relationship, we were apart, I think that we had to make a conscious effort to include each other every single day, because not seeing the person physically each day, you really had to keep that person in mind in everything that you were doing, constantly messaging, getting on a video call when you could. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's just a conscious effort.
Okay, so let's get into your coming out journeys. How did both of you know that you were attracted to men, and what did coming out look like?
I think for gay men, coming out is a continuous process. I knew that I was gay maybe I knew I liked boys at least, maybe from the age of 9, 10. Acted on it, and I think, I wasn't in my first relationship until I was 18. And came out to my best friend who was straight at that age. So that was my first time coming out to somebody. But I didn't come out to the world until I was 29.
Why so long? What did you have to wrestle with that got you to the point where you said, I don't care?
First off, being that I'm from Jamaica, the Caribbean, it has a history of being homophobic. So just for safety reasons, I think that, it's almost like that don't ask, don't tell policy. So you just for your own safety, you just keep it to yourself. But when we got engaged, I was like, I'm so proud of this love that we have here. It was something I didn't want to stifle any longer. So a month after we got engaged, I came out to my family.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
You brave over there. How hard did they pray for you?
Actually, the funny thing is he had more support from his Jamaican family than I had from my American family. So I came out I didn't come out. I knew something was different when I was maybe 7. And it's from watching the TLC, it's Creep. I think it's Creep when they're in the silk pajamas.
Yeah.
I liked the boy that T-Boss was dancing with more than I liked her. So that's when I knew something was different there. And it was always the same way. I always had an affinity for boys, like for the male body figure. It was never really that of females. I came out the same time Alec did because our engagement photos went viral. So Our photographer, she posted it. I just put it in my Instagram and said, if you didn't know, now you do. And that was me at 32?
Or 33.
33, yeah. So that's when I came out to the world. I lived my life like my friends knew, but I came out to everybody at 33.
So I'm assuming that the love that you two shared gave you both the courage to really live out loud.
Yes, for sure.
I think love is really important for Black gay men for so many reasons. But why do you think love gives us courage as Black gay men?
For me, I think that in my life, it has proved that any kind of love, whether it be family related or it be from somebody else, that it gives me the power to do anything. Love, when they say love wins, I think that my life has really shown that, me giving love to other people and receiving it tenfold. And yeah, I mean, just from our experience coming out, I would not have been able to do that had it not been for another person. Because sometimes receiving love is when you actually give yourself the same grace to be able to live your life the way that you see fit. Yeah.
It was love. It was my love for him that made me feel it was worth coming out.
It made you feel safe too, probably.
For sure. If nobody else would love me, he would. So that's why I felt I didn't care to come out, because I had the love that I needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if you had to throw hands, I had somebody that was going to be throwing hands right beside me.
Come on now. I'm going to tell everybody who's watching, when you picking a partner, they need to know how to fight. So coming out, how did your family respond? I know you said that one family was more supportive than the other, but how has that worked out?
My family honestly still has not responded. When they found out, they sent it around the family. Everybody talked about it, but nobody came to me. Only two of my cousins came to me. 3 of them, really. 2 positive, one had a messy agenda. Nobody has yet really acknowledged the relationship. They haven't said anything negative to me about it, but it's kind of like a don't ask, don't tell type thing. So, yeah, that's my experience with it.
Yeah, for me, my mother was instantly supportive. And for those that weren't, I feel like they've come around for the most part, at least in a way where I don't feel like we're disrespected as a couple. But she has embraced Brian as her own. My siblings, cousins, everyone has done the same. They really have embraced Brian like a member of the family, which he rightfully is. So for me, it was a lot easier with family. With the general public, with my country, that's a different thing. Yeah, that is not as good.
We still get death threats and hate mail. I was actually
up to
yesterday.
Days ago, yeah.
I was attacked like verbally in the airport because I'm a flight attendant, and they noticed me from the YouTube, and I was like almost physically assaulted in customs because a Jamaican hated the fact that I was alive.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yep.
Police had to get involved, and I'm in uniform, and it's like I was minding my business trying to go home, and I was verbally attacked.
Now I'm gonna have to come over there and throw some hands. So I really appreciate the courage that y'all two have to live out loud.
It really is the reality. Being a Black gay couple, I feel like there is an additional weight having it be both. Because toxic masculinity really is a huge thing. And I think especially in Black families that it's very present. And that's an additional hurdle to be able to come over. But yeah.
Facing the threat of violence, and y'all aren't the first two who said that, so it's a real thing. What gives you the courage to still live out loud?
Just so that it's easier for generations that come after us.
Somebody has to be an example. Somebody has to lead the way. You know what I mean? And like, I wouldn't want my son to have to go through the things that I am currently going through. So I feel like if I go through it for him, I can make it better for the next person. You know what I mean? So, and I'm tired of living for other people. It's time for me to live for myself. And I'm happy. I am genuinely the happiest that I've ever been in my life since being with him and being completely true to who I am.
And you two share your stories too. Y'all have a YouTube channel as well. Tell us how we can keep up with your adventures and your story.
Our YouTube is Meet the Maslins. That's actually all of our handles on TikTok and Instagram. So it's just MEET, the THE, Maslins, MAZELINS.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make sure y'all go follow them on YouTube and also Instagram. So last question. Words of advice or encouragement to Black gay men who are looking for love or trying to make their relationships work and last?
I would say love yourself first, work on yourself first, and the love that you deserve will gravitate to you. Because it definitely, to me, the hardest part is being able to love yourself through and through.
I agree.
And then when you do that, then you can make space for somebody else to be able to love you and for you to love them.
That's actually the best advice, because I had to love who I was before I found this love. So I agree 100%. You got to love you so you can love somebody else.
What did that self-love journey look like for both of you?
It's actually, I would call it flaws. You know what I mean? Like,
call it flaws.
Yeah, just because like I know there are certain things I needed to work on to be able to have a successful or healthy relationship. Some things that I had heard continuously. So obviously that's an issue. So I need to work on that. Once I acknowledged the fact that I had that problem and I was able to consciously work on it, it made me better.
I mean, I think for me, being Black and gay, there was no representation of what a healthy relationship was that I saw growing up. So it took me much longer to be able to know what was the kind of treatment that I should settle for, or the kind of love that I should accept for myself. I've been through some, I mean, for lack of a better word, shitty relationships. And, you know, unfortunately, you really learn most times from negative experiences. I think that happened much later than it would have maybe for somebody who was straight, because you kind of had to negate that road on your own. But self-love for me, it started in knowing the love that I deserve, working through the different traumas of whether it be coming out or traumas I developed in a relationship, and also finding a community that I would be able to share those experiences with, and community being friends, people who are like-minded going through similar experiences. That really helped me to better shape what love was and what I should be aspiring to look for.